Shit. You guys read the title, right? Yeah, let's go through these motherfuckers. So for those of you who don't know, I am a Bernie Sanders supporter. However, I'd say almost a decade ago, it is almost a decade, so 2007, 2008, I was a very early Obama supporter. And I was also maybe rooting for John Edwards at the time because, well, I supported John Kerry in 2004. That was an uninformed decision, I'll tell you that much. So, why don't we go through probably one of the oldest here. Look at that. You can tell this has seen some shit. This is back when I was campaigning for Obama years ago. You can look at the back. You can tell there's a lot of history in these buttons. Next we got this one. Now funny enough, this is my third Obama button. I lost my second one years ago, and I finally corrected a major problem with it. And that was this thing here, this pin thing, was on this side. So yeah, like look at this. You can tell, once again, this thing has seen some shit. Look at that. Dents. This is for when Obama was first becoming president back in 2008. Now, to be fair, you might call me a Democratic loyalist. And I'll tell you straight up, I am a bit of a Democratic loyalist. However, when it comes to Clinton, unless it's Trump, I'm not entirely sure. This was my fourth Obama button. You can see the date there. I mainly want to do this video for archiving. For, archival purposes. I want to just show you what this was like back then, 10 years ago. And I think I preserved these things pretty decently. Wouldn't sell them because they're a piece of history. Whether the Republicans would like to admit it or not. This is a pretty important piece of history what I'm holding. And next we got the standard Obama-Biden one. Once again, you can tell this thing has seen some shit, but overall it's in pretty damn good condition for a button I wore on my backpack back in 6th grade, I think? Next we got a classic of a button here. Once again, this was not my first, surprisingly, but you can tell by the logo, comparatively, how old this one is, because the standard Obama campaign logo was this, so it's pretty cool to just look at the evolution of the buttons over time, how they evolved, the variations of them. I'm planning on getting my 08, one of the classic blue 08 Obama pins back, and look, you can tell the slogan was different as well, as long as it was this, whatever this thing was called, Obama Zen. I believe I saw a poster for it back then. Hope, action, change. I just find that pretty interesting. Next we got a very simplistic button. Again, it's seen some shit. Again, I am surprised that this is in as good condition as it's in. This thing is still intact. There's a little bit of rust here, but yeah, I'd say it survived pretty damn well for 8 years. Damn. And we've got, in all honesty, one of my least favorite buttons of all time. This one is just incredibly lazy. Once again, it's seen some shit. It's a pretty old button. I just realized something. I may be missing one of my buttons. Or I may have it Nah, I think I lost one of my buttons, unfortunately. But what are you going to do? It's time. And I think the biggest problem with this button here is the design. The design is not very inspirational. It's very basic. It's like Photoshop. It's like a second-year Photoshop student. It's kind of pathetic. And, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if this was like a fan-made button. Because there's no company on the edge there. Let me just give me a minute. Yeah, there's no company, so maybe this is a fan-made one. Again, this is made by the same people who did this. It's pretty standard, pretty basic, patriotic vibe going on. American flag in the background, along with some roughs and damages going on here. Again, I think this is made by the same people, but like if you compare the two, even if you're not an Obama supporter, well, even then, I'm not really a fan of the text or the contrast. If I'm objectively, this one's the worst, whereas this one is a far superior campaign button. Next, we got a classic Obama pen. Why do I call it so classic? One, look how young he looked. And two, look at that year. 10 years old. I don't remember where I got this button exactly. But yeah, I'd say it survived pretty damn well for a 2006 pin. Pretty interesting. Pretty incredible. Once again, we've got your standard Hope one. I have a few variations of this, so I did not really use this one that much. What's this one for? Donated. Labor and donated by PA for Obama. Volunteer work. You'll have to excuse the glare for a minute, but look at that detail, man. Look at that. I don't think I use this one as much. I think I probably pinned a bunch of these on my jacket back in '08. But it's just nice to revisit the past, really. Next we got one of the most badass images of Obama. You might say it's blatant propaganda, but I like the contrast of it. I love the manipulation of it. I love the blur effect. It's a really badass button. It's a really good pin. Prez awesome. Let's see if we can find a company or a movement. Damn, this is I think this is a fan-made one. It's fucking awesome. Look at that shit. Look at that fucking detail, man. Look at that. I don't care what political party you are. You gotta admit, that is one hell of a Photoshop job. Like a really good photo manipulation. I'm just, because I do a lot of Photoshop, so I'm just wondering how many fucking, how many layers did it take to get this right? Next we got another classic pin. Not really the best Photoshop job of Obama, but I'd say a solid campaign button. It looks good overall. I really like this one. I like the kind of patriotic vibe. I like the look. I like the contrast there. It just looks really good. I love how it looks. I know this is incredibly basic, but I have a lot of nostalgia for this one pin. Although he does look a lot whiter, comparatively. Now these could be some really good guys in Photoshop doing this shit, or yeah, I don't know why, but I just like this one a lot. It is very basic, but I can't explain why exactly. I just like the way this pin looks. Oh, look, we got another fuck up. I should have played around with that a little bit. But yeah. Another Obama button, another volunteer button. Again, I'd say very basic, but it's got a good vibe. Good design overall. Simple, to the point. Next we got one of my other favorite pens. I got this from someplace after seeing a play. I really wanted this. It looks really nice. Once again, it gets the point across. And it's got a real classy vibe, even though it's just a reprint of a magazine cover for a campaign button. But you can't deny the historical significance of these pens, what I'm holding. It's fucking cool, man. Next we got a real classy pin here. It's just another ebony poster. But it looks great overall. I love the contrast of the manipulation. Although I'm not really sure I'm a fan of the way they placed Rosa Parks there. I know they had to really get the point across that this is the old and the new of the civil rights movement coming into play. But I'd say the one that really succeeds are probably the images of Malcolm X and MLK hovering over Obama. It's got a really, really good contrast here. You know, to be honest, I didn't expect I would be doing a in-depth analysis of my political buttons, but now that I got a channel, I got some pretty damn good critiquing skills in terms of Photoshop and photography. I like to just look at these from a manipulation standpoint, as well as political significance. Again, this one is very basic, but yeah. Oh my god, this one is fucking terrible. Look at that. I mean, look at how shitty that is. What the fuck, really? Oh my god, like, what the fuck, yo? This is a abysmal campaign button. I mean, oh my god. I mean, overall, this stuff is good. This has got a good content, but what the fuck? What the fuck? Look at that. That is shit. I'm obsessing over this. Like, oh my god. Like, look at how. Like, what lasso did you use, man? Gee, what the fuck? Okay, this is a very, very poor excuse for a campaign button. This one is shit. We got one that's from the 1199 SIU, SEIU organization. I got a campaign DVD that I'd like to show off, but I think that'll be in another video. This is one of the oldest pins I have, and as you can see, this was one of the main Obama pins I had during his first campaign. I wish I didn't rip apart, like, I was such a little shit back then. Like, oh my god, like, when there were McCain and Palin, like, those door things, the things you hang on people's doors, I was such a dick. I was just, because I'm like, fuck it, I just ripped it off. Like, it was such a dick move of me, but I was fucking, like, 13. Got me some slack, man. Even though this is a gay pride one, I love the simplicity of the design. This one has some really good contrast. And yeah, I'd say maybe the gay guys got a better deal than us, because this one's got some great mix of simplicity and yet in your face at the same time. It really, really works as a button. And yeah. I forget who gave this to me. I think it was maybe one of the lunch ladies at my middle school who knew that, and she was a Republican, ironically enough, but she knew I was a big Obama supporter at the time. I'm not sure I would be as one now if I would vote for Obama again, like if it was in '08 and I would have the knowledge I had now. I'm not entirely sure. But, yeah, that's the price you pay, man. We're not fortune tellers. Next we got, man, this one's seen some shit. Look at this. I think you can see some clippings of the metal, and damn. Like, wait a minute. Does this one miss a line, too? Unless, holy shit, this one. And I can't fuck with it or I'll break it, and I'll be so pissed if I do that. Not sure if I'll wear it again, but again, just for historical significance, this is important. I really did like this image, but oh my god, it is... Like, the image itself is great. It's a really good photo manipulation, gets the point across, but the image quality is, oh my god. Like, what is it with these fucking buttons and their shitty image quality? This was, and probably still is one of my favorites, but I mean, just look at the shitty... Oh my god, this is shit. The image quality is shit. The picture itself is great, but when you really look up closely in the nitty-gritty details, and again, you gotta excuse the scratches. I've had these for years, so... This is... Oh my fucking god. Let's go to a different button. As we can see, this is from the same people. Gave us this pen. I love this one. I think I might like this one just a little bit more. Because it's black and white. He looks like a president. He looks like I'm ready to do a lot of good shit. And then support the TPP. And continue Bush's shitty foreign policy and a rant. What the fuck, Barack? Really? Your foreign policy is shit. Sorry about that mild rant, but I had to go into it. This one broke. And I guess I got a lot of use out of it, but it broke. But, yeah. If there was a way for me to get a new pin in general, I'd take it. Because this button's pretty cool. So we got another Obama MLK one. This one, comparatively, is a lot better in terms of image quality than this one is. And also, it's a lot more simpler. Although, if I was the guy creating the button, I would have toned down Obama. Like, I think in all honesty, I would have used a color picture of MLK. Or make this picture black and white. You know, to give it more of that kind of reincarnation effect I think they were going for. But, as we all know, it didn't really turn out the way we planned, unfortunately. But these campaign buttons are really, really solid overall, I think. Unless, oh my god, is there like... Yeah, I can't help it now. I do a lot of Photoshop, and I'm going to nitpick. And we get the one that's going to piss all the anti-Semitic bastards off. And, I'm for a two-state solution, and I'm also a Zionist. So, yeah. We will discuss that in a different video. Troll on that one. Troll the other... No, you just left me a bunch of hate mail. Thanks, dicks. But yeah, if we look at the simplicity of the button, it gets the point across. I think I like the simpler ones a lot more because they're just straightforward. I do like some of the more artistic ones, but you can't beat a simple one like this. Now this one I think is one of the best overall of the manipulations. It looks like an old, gritty campaign picture that's seen some shit. It's really got a good vibe to it. And I love the image quality of this. This one is great. Really great. I don't think we can see who produced this pen, but it's a really good image, man. Really good image. Next, we move on to the new guy I'm voting for this year, Bernie Sanders. I've had it with this motherfucking money in my motherfucking politics. Everybody strap in. We're about to open some fucking windows and feel the burn. Yeah. I'm going to get a lot more Bernie Sanders buttons to add to my collection, but I'm liking these so far. They're really cool. I'm not really going to critique these as much because they're my first pins and I'm very happy with them. They're brand new. I can't wait to put them on my backpack and get yelled at and have a political argument with someone at college. Because that's what college is for, you social justice pussies. Very simple one. Again, kind of echoing this pin a little bit. I mean, let's keep it real. All presidential pins need to have an American flag. It's just standard. We got one of the best ones here, I think. Bernie Sanders, feel the burn button. Again, these are brand new. I just got them today. It's kind of what inspired me to do this video. Once again, this inspired me to do some shit today. Really, really like this button. Very cool. Like that CG text going on. And a lot higher resolution as well. This one is fucking awesome. I think this one I'm going to wear. This is going to be my primary Bernie Sanders pin. Got a really good new one here. Really loving these. Then we got something from one of my state representatives. I think he's still a state representative. I don't really pay attention to my local politics, so yeah. Next we got the one that's going to piss all of them off. This is probably going to be my thumbnail. Oh crap, I forgot to mention. Yeah, this one was upside down. And if you can't tell, someone really, really fucked this one up. This is how it was going to look. And the pin was the other way. It was like here. I switched it to the right way. But look at what the fuck? Like, I can't believe how cheap and lazy some of these were, in all honesty. I have another version of this. This one's okay. This is the main version. So as you can see, there's all my Obama buttons. Hope you enjoyed the video, and live long and prosper and have a nice day.